Every morning when you wake up, you face a choice to focus on yourself or waste your energy chasing people who don't care. Jack Ma once said, "Don't let yesterday's problems steal today's happiness." So why are you still holding on to people who left you behind? Listen carefully. The people who walked away from you, they did you a favor. The people who doubted you, they gave you fuel. Jack Ma was rejected from 30 jobs. Even KFC said no to him. But he didn't chase their approval. He didn't waste his life convincing people to believe in him. Instead, he believed in himself. Today, you need to make the same decision. Stop chasing. Stop explaining. Stop waiting for people to clap for you. Start clapping for yourself. Jack Ma didn't build Alibaba by begging for validation. He built it by focusing on growth, by trusting the process, and by accepting rejection as a part of success. So ask yourself today, who are you building for? For them or for you? Focus on your skills. Focus on your mindset. Focus on creating value. Let those who left stay gone. Jack Ma said, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. But listen carefully, you only have that chance if you stop focusing on those who left you behind. Your energy is gold. Protect it. Your time is power. Invest it. Every second you spend thinking about people who quit on you, you're stealing from your future self. Jack Ma didn't have money. He didn't have connections. But he had one thing, belief. So let me remind you right now, believe in yourself. Even when no one else does. Focus on yourself, even when the world tells you to chase them. Grow quietly, build silently, succeed loudly. Because when your time comes, the same people who doubted you, they'll watch your success from a distance. Just like Jack Ma said, when people think too highly of you, you must have the ability to calm down and be yourself. So stop proving. Start improving. Focus on yourself. Let them go. Jack Ma's life is the greatest reminder that rejection is not the end. It's only the beginning if you're brave enough to keep going. Imagine being rejected by 30 different jobs. Imagine applying to KFC along with 23 other people, and every single person gets hired except you. Most people would have quit. Most people would have believed they weren't good enough. But Jack Ma did something different. He didn't let rejection define his worth. He let rejection sharpen his vision. Think about your own life. How many times have you heard no? How many times have people told you that you can't do something? Maybe your friends doubted you. Maybe your family told you to be realistic. Maybe you've applied for jobs and never heard back. Maybe people looked at your dreams and laughed. The truth is, everyone faces rejection, but not everyone learns from it. Jack Ma said that rejection gave him clarity. Clarity to stop asking for permission and start creating his own opportunities. Every rejection you face is not a wall stopping you. It's a mirror reflecting who you're becoming. Most people see rejection as proof they're not good enough. Jack Ma saw it as a challenge, as a test life was giving him. He believed deep down that every no brought him closer to his yes. That's the mindset you need to carry. Life is not about collecting approvals. It's about building the strength to move forward without them. Take your daily life as an example. Maybe you're someone who dreams of starting a business, but every time you share your ideas, people tell you it won't work. Maybe you're working a job you don't love, applying to better opportunities, but nobody calls you back. Maybe in relationships, people walk away from you, making you feel unworthy. Jack Ma lived through all of that. But he understood one thing: most people forget rejection only has the power you give it. If you believe rejection means failure, it will break you. If you believe rejection means redirection, it will build you. Jack Ma didn't wait for people to choose him. He chose himself. After being rejected so many times, he realized that waiting for approval was a waste of time. That's why he started Alibaba. Not because the world believed in him, but because he believed in his vision more than the world's opinion. This is the shift you must make in your own life. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" start saying, "What is this teaching me?" Think about the rejection you're facing right now, the job you didn't get, the person who left you, the opportunity that slipped away. Instead of feeling small, ask yourself, what door can I open that doesn't require anyone else's key? Jack Ma created his own door. He built Alibaba from nothing because he was tired of knocking on doors that were never meant for him. Rejection taught him that sometimes you don't need acceptance to succeed. You need hunger. Use every rejection as a lesson. When someone tells you no, don't shrink. Analyze why. Ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I improve? Or sometimes realize that the rejection wasn't personal at all. Maybe you were too good for that opportunity. Maybe that door closed to push you towards something greater. In your daily life, you're going to face people who misunderstand you, underestimate you, and overlook you. Remember Jack Ma every time that happens. Picture him standing outside a cafe restaurant, watching others get hired while he's left outside. And then picture him building one of the biggest companies in the world. Picture him standing on world stages, inspiring millions, all because he refused to let rejection become his identity. His story teaches you that rejection is not about losing. It's about learning. It's not a punishment. It's preparation. Rejection is life's way of asking you, how bad do you really want this? Are you willing to keep going when no one believes in you? Are you strong enough to walk alone until your success makes the noise? When Jack Ma got rejected, he didn't stop dreaming. He stopped explaining. He understood that not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. People's rejection of you says more about their vision than your potential. So stop chasing approval. Let rejection fuel your discipline. Build quietly. Improve daily. And remember, every time someone tells you no, life is giving you a chance to create your own yes. Stop chasing people is not just a motivational line, it's a survival rule for your mental peace. Every day you wake up and spend your energy thinking about people who don't even think about you. Every day you're trying to prove your worth to someone who doesn't even see your value. Jack Ma understood this early in life. After being rejected so many times, he stopped chasing people. He stopped running after companies that didn't want him. He stopped trying to convince people to believe in him. Instead, he turned all that energy inward and focused on building himself. That's what you need to learn too. Imagine spending your entire life waiting for people to accept you, to appreciate you, to validate your worth. Imagine giving your energy to people who left, who ignored you, who made you feel small. How many times have you texted someone and waited hours for a reply feeling miserable? How many times have you tried to fit in groups, conversations, or social circles where you constantly felt like you didn't belong? Chasing people is like pouring water into a bucket with holes. No matter how much you give, you'll always feel empty. Jack Ma said it clearly. When people reject you, let them go. Don't waste your life waiting at closed doors. Don't waste your light in places that never valued your glow. Instead, turn around and build your own door. Build your own path. People who matter will find you along that journey. The ones who don't, let them watch from a distance. Think about your everyday life. How many times do you overthink when someone doesn't give you attention? Maybe a friend drifts away and you're busy wondering why. Maybe someone stops calling you and you keep checking your phone, hoping they'll come back. Every second you spend waiting for someone's validation is a second stolen from your personal growth. Jack Ma knew that. He didn't waste years asking why KFC didn't hire him. He didn't sit in his room feeling sorry for himself. He got up and decided that if no one was willing to give him an opportunity, he would create his own. Your value doesn't decrease because someone fails to recognize it. You're not less important because someone left you behind. Most of the people you're chasing don't even deserve your attention. They were never meant to walk your journey with you. Rejection from people is sometimes the greatest protection for your future. If Jack Ma had been hired at those 30 companies, he would have never created Alibaba. Think about that. Rejection saved him from a small life. Chasing people would have trapped him in a life that wasn't meant for him. Every day, remind yourself, stop begging for attention. Stop asking people to choose you. Choose yourself. Focus on building your skills. Focus on reading, learning, growing. Turn the energy you're using to chase people into fuel for your personal success. Jack Ma believed that growth happens when you stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand you. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anyone your time. Let your success become the loudest answer. In your everyday life, you'll meet people who use you when it benefits them and ignore you when it doesn't. Let them go. You'll meet people who listen to your dreams only to tell you they're impossible. Let them go. You'll face people who act like your presence is a favor you owe them. Let them go. Jack Ma faced the same people. People who laughed at his ideas. People who told him he wasn't smart enough, wasn't good enough, wasn't capable. But he knew that chasing those people would only delay his destiny. Learn to value your peace over someone else's attention. Learn to enjoy your own company. Spend hours working on yourself instead of waiting for a text from someone who doesn't care. Your self-worth is built when you stop chasing and start creating. The moment you stop running after people is the moment you start attracting the right ones. People who recognize your worth don't need to be convinced. They see your value without you having to prove anything. Jack Ma's life teaches you that success is quiet work. Growth is silent effort. The people you're chasing today will eventually wish they had believed in you. But that's not your concern anymore. Your only focus should be, how can I become better than I was yesterday? How can I build a life so strong that people's opinions no longer affect me? Stop chasing people who walked away. Stop watering dead plants. Redirect your energy toward your own garden. One day, when you're standing tall like Jack Ma, those who left you behind will realize their mistake. But by then, you'll be too focused on your journey to even notice. Turn rejection into fuel. It's not just an idea. It is a survival mindset for anyone who dreams bigger than their current reality. Every person at some point will hear the word no. Every dreamer will face closed doors. But what separates those who succeed from those who quit is simple. Some people see rejection as the end. Others see it as the starting point. Jack Ma understood this better than most. When 30 companies rejected him, he didn't hear no. He heard next. When KFC refused to hire him, he didn't say, why me? He said, watch me. That shift, that mindset, that choice to turn rejection into power instead of pain is what built the empire called Alibaba. Think about your own life. Think about every time someone told you you're not enough. Think about the job you didn't get, the person who didn't choose you, the opportunity that never came. Most people stop at that point. They see rejection as a final answer. But rejection is never the end of your story unless you make it the end. In your daily life, you're going to face people who don't believe in you, friends who laugh at your dreams, employers who overlook your potential, people who don't return your calls, moments where you feel invisible. That is where most people stop. Jack Ma teaches you to begin. Every rejection is a message. You need to sharpen your skills. You need to shift your focus. Or maybe you're being protected from a door that was never meant for you. Every no is not a rejection, it's a redirection. Imagine working so hard for something only to be told no over and over again. Imagine standing there, humiliated, rejected, left behind. Most people would give up. Jack Ma didn't. He collected his rejections like trophies. Every no was another reason to keep building himself. Every closed door was another reason to build his own house. And that's what he did. People told him he couldn't compete with giants like Amazon, but he remembered how rejection felt, and he remembered how that pain became his fuel. Now think about your daily routine. Maybe you apply for jobs and never hear back. Maybe you offer your heart to someone who never values it. Maybe you share your ideas and people dismiss them. Instead of breaking down, start building up. Let rejection hit you, but never stop moving. The world will not hand you success. You have to take it. And sometimes rejection is the way life asks you, how bad do you really want it? If you want it bad enough, rejection won't stop you. It will drive you. Every great person you admire faced rejection. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. Jack Ma was rejected from jobs that other people easily got. Rejection is not a wall, it's a test. Life is checking if you're serious. People will reject you because they can't see your vision. Don't let their lack of vision make you blind to your own potential. Rejection is simply someone else's opinion, not your reality. Next time someone tells you no, don't say I'm done. Say this is where I start. When you hear the words not good enough, translate them as not good enough yet. Use that rejection to work harder, to get sharper, to get smarter. Use it to study more, to train more, to build more. Jack Ma turned rejection into fuel by reminding himself that nobody believed in him, and that's exactly why he needed to believe in himself. Think of rejection as your personal coach every time you hear no. Ask yourself, what can I improve? Where can I grow? And sometimes rejection is not a signal to improve. It's a signal to reroute. Maybe you're knocking on doors that aren't meant for you. Maybe you're asking for jobs or relationships that are beneath your potential. Rejection can be life protecting you from settling too small. Jack Ma didn't settle. He could have worked a small job, but every rejection told him he was meant for more. When you're rejected, feel the pain, but don't live in it. Turn it into your reason to rise. Remind yourself, like Jack Ma, that rejection is not your enemy. It is your motivation. Every person who doubted you will regret it when they watch you succeed. Every company that ignored your resume will one day read about your success. Every person who walked away from you will one day wish they had stayed. But none of that matters. What matters is how you use today's rejection to build tomorrow's victory. When they say no, you say next. When they doubt you, you believe in yourself twice as much. When doors close, you build your own. Rejection doesn't define you, it refines you. It doesn't stop you, it strengthens you. And every no you collect is just fuel for the fire that will one day light up your success story. Protect your energy is not just advice, it is a necessary discipline in a world where people constantly try to drain you without giving anything back. Every morning when you wake up, your energy is like a bank account. Every thought you think, every conversation you engage in, every negative person you entertain, every argument you respond to is a withdrawal from your energy. Jack Ma once said, your time is limited, so your energy must be protected like gold. Think about how many times in your daily life you let small things steal your energy. A negative comment, an unnecessary argument, overthinking someone else's opinion, wasting hours thinking about people who don't even think about you. Every second spent on what doesn't grow you is energy stolen from what could Jack Ma learn this lesson through rejection. He knew that if he gave his energy to every rejection, every criticism, every person who doubted him, he would never have the energy left to build Alibaba. So he protected his energy. When people told him he couldn't succeed, he didn't argue. He didn't explain. He didn't waste energy proving himself to people who weren't ready to understand his vision. He simply kept working. Silence became his answer. Focus became his defense. Results became his reply in your own life. You need to understand that not everyone deserves your energy. Not every conversation deserves a response. Not every battle deserves your presence. Energy is the invisible force that builds your future. When you waste it on negativity, you rob yourself. Think about your phone's battery. Would you let random people drain your phone for no reason? Then why do you let people drain your mind for no reason? Every time you argue with someone toxic, every time you replay a negative situation in your mind, every time you let someone else's bad mood affect your day, you're letting your energy leak away. Jack Ma treated his energy like an investment. He spent it where it would grow, on learning, on building, on thinking of solutions, not problems, not people who walked away, not opinions that didn't matter. That's what protecting your energy looks like. When people doubted him, he didn't fight them, he outworked them. When people rejected him, he didn't chase them, he improved himself. He understood that peace is power, silence is strength, focus is freedom. You must stop giving your energy to people who only take from you. In your daily life, you'll meet people who only call you when they need something. People who listen to your dreams only to tell you they won't work. People who bring gossip, negativity, drama, distractions. People who leave you feeling mentally exhausted after every conversation. Those are energy thieves. Identify them and distance yourself. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Jack Ma didn't build $1 billion empire by sitting in rooms with people who drained him. He built it by surrounding himself with those who believed in building, in thinking big, in moving forward. Every time you spend your energy wisely, you get closer to your dreams. Spend it on reading, on planning, on working out, on building skills, on meditating, on anything that strengthens you. Think of your energy like sunlight. When you focus it through a magnifying glass, it burns through anything. But when scattered, it warms nothing. Focus your energy and watch yourself achieve what others call impossible. Your energy controls your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. Protect it like your life depends on it, because your future does. When someone disrespects you, protect your energy by walking away. When someone doubts you, protect your energy by believing in yourself even more. When someone tries to argue, Protect your energy by staying silent and letting your work speak louder than words. Energy wasted is potential lost. Jack Ma understood that energy is more valuable than money. Money can be earned back. Energy once lost cannot. That's why he guarded it carefully. Look at your daily habits. Do you check your phone first thing in the morning, absorbing random negativity before you even stand up? Do you engage in conversations that leave you drained? Do you waste hours scrolling social media, comparing yourself to people who don't even know you? That's all energy leaking away. Energy that could have been used to change your life. Your time is limited. Your focus is rare. Your energy is sacred. Treat it that way. Jack Ma wasn't successful because he had more opportunities than you. He was successful because he spent his energy where it mattered. Every day you wake up, remember this, you are either investing your energy into your future or you are wasting it on people and things that won't matter a year from now. Energy is your most precious currency. Spend it wisely. Protect it fiercely. Direct it intentionally, because the life you build depends entirely on where you spend your energy today. Growth requires focus is not just a phrase to remember, it's a principle to live by. If you truly want to change your life, people today want success, they want respect, they want to grow, but they're trapped in distractions every second. Jack Ma once said, if you want to be successful, learn to focus. Not once, not twice, but every single day. Think about it. Every time you pick up your phone, every time you scroll endlessly through social media, every time you worry about what other people are thinking of you, you are breaking your focus. And when focus breaks, growth stops. Imagine planting a seed and every few hours, you dig it up just to check if it's growing. Will that seed ever grow? No, because growth requires patience. Growth requires consistency. And most importantly, growth requires focus. This is what Jack Ma understood when he built Alibaba from nothing. He didn't waste his time trying to be everywhere, trying to impress everyone, trying to do everything at once. He picked one goal and gave it his entire focus. He understood that scattered efforts produce scattered results. Look at your daily life. How often do you jump from one task to another without finishing anything? How often do you start something with excitement but lose focus halfway through because something else caught your attention? Maybe you start a fitness journey but lose focus after a week. Maybe you try to learn a new skill but get distracted after a few days. This is not a lack of motivation. This is a lack of focus. And without focus, you'll keep starting over and over again without ever growing. Jack Ma teaches you that the difference between people who succeed and people who don't is not talent. It's focus. The ability to stay locked in on one mission long enough for it to grow into something meaningful in your journey. There will always be distractions. People calling you to join things that don't align with your goals. Thoughts pulling you toward doubt, comparison, fear. You'll see others succeeding faster and feel tempted to change direction. But understand this, real growth happens when you stop switching lanes and start driving straight. Every time you shift your focus, you lose momentum, and every time you lose momentum, you delay your growth. Jack Ma didn't build Alibaba by chasing quick wins. He focused on one mission even when results were slow, even when people doubted him, even when rejection felt overwhelming. He kept his mind locked on his vision. Think about it like sunlight. Sunlight warms everything it touches. But when focused through a magnifying glass, that same sunlight can burn through steel. That's the power of focus. Your energy, your time, your talents are like sunlight. When scattered, they warm nothing. When focused, they become unstoppable. Jack Ma's focus turned rejection into resilience, doubt into discipline, and vision into victory in your daily life. Focus is the invisible engine of growth. If you can't focus, you can't grow. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how big your dreams are. Without focus, those dreams stay dreams. So ask yourself every morning, what am I focusing on today? Are you focusing on problems or solutions? Are you focusing on growth or gossip? Are you focusing on your goals or someone else's opinions? Every moment of distraction is a moment stolen from your growth. Jack Ma believed that focus is not natural, it's trained. Every time he felt distracted, he reminded himself of his mission. Every time people tried to pull him in different directions, he returned to his vision. He trained his focus like a muscle. You need to do the same. When your phone distracts you, put it away. When negativity tempts you, ignore it. When failure whispers in your ear, remember your why. Train your focus daily, because focus is the bridge between dreams and reality. Growth requires time, yes. Growth requires effort, yes. But more than anything, growth requires focus. Disciplined, committed, laser-sharp focus. And once you master it, you'll see progress where others see problems. You'll see opportunities where others see obstacles. You'll build when others break. That's what focus does. It turns the impossible into inevitable. Jack Ma's entire journey is proof of this. Not because he had more resources, but because he had more focus. Stop trying to do everything. Stop trying to please everyone. Stop chasing every new trend. Pick your mission and focus. Every second spent focusing on your goals is an investment in your future. Every second lost in distraction is a debt you'll pay with regret. So choose wisely. Your growth depends on it. Jack Ma chose focus, and that choice changed his life. It can change yours too. Success speaks for itself. It's not just a lesson from Jack Ma's life. It's a silent promise every successful person carries within. In a world where everyone wants to explain themselves, where everyone tries to prove their worth through words, Jack Ma took a different approach. He believed that you don't need to tell people who you are. Your success will show them. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you wasted energy trying to explain your dreams to people who could never understand your vision? How many times have you defended your goals to people who weren't even qualified to give you advice? Every word you waste explaining yourself is energy stolen from the work that will prove them wrong. Jack Ma understood early that silence is not weakness. It is strategy. When people told him he was a failure after being rejected from 30 jobs, he didn't argue back. When they laughed at his vision of creating an online marketplace in a country where internet was almost non-existent, he didn't explain his strategy. He simply worked quietly. He knew success doesn't need an announcement. It needs action. And when action is consistent, success becomes loud enough to silence every doubt, every insult, every laugh that was thrown your way. Think about it like this. When a tree grows, it doesn't make noise. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply grows day by day, quietly. And one day, it stands tall enough that everyone notices its presence without it saying a word. That's how your life should be. Let your results do the talking. Let your achievements explain what your words never could. Jack Ma didn't stand on stages telling people he would succeed. He waited until he succeeded, and then the world invited him to their stages. There's a lesson in that silence. In your daily life, you'll meet people who doubt you, who question your abilities, who make you feel like you need to prove yourself constantly, but you don't. If they can't see your potential, that's not your problem to solve. People with small minds will never understand big dreams. So stop wasting your breath. Save that energy for your work. Every hour you spend explaining your plan is an hour stolen from building that plan into reality. Remember those times when you tried to convince someone that you were good enough. Maybe a friend who didn't believe in you. Maybe a family member who kept asking why you're chasing something that feels impossible. Maybe people at your job who overlooked your skills. Jack Ma faced that every single day in the beginning. But he knew that no explanation, no debate, no argument could prove what his success one day would. That's why he stayed focused. Success has a voice louder than any defense you could ever speak. Success is a universal language. When you achieve, even your enemies have to respect you. They may not like you, but they can't ignore you. That's the power Jack Ma unlocked. And you can unlock that too. Your silence today, your hard work today, your discipline today will create a future where your success speaks so loudly, you'll never have to explain yourself again. People who once doubted you will study you. People who ignored you will seek your attention. But by then, you'll be too focused on your next level to even notice. Think about how rivers flow. They don't announce their presence. They don't explain why they move forward. They just keep flowing, cutting through rocks, shaping landscapes, silently but powerfully. That's how your work should be. Let your consistency cut through doubt. Let your discipline shape your destiny. Let your success flow naturally and watch how people who never noticed, you suddenly can't stop watching. Jack Ma didn't have to convince anyone he was capable. He became capable. He didn't have to tell people he would win. He kept working until he did. And when he succeeded, people came searching for answers. People who once laughed at him sat in rooms to hear him speak. Success forced them to listen. That's the secret. Success forces the world to pay attention. Your job is not to prove yourself to people who can't see your worth. Your job is to work so hard on yourself that they one day realize your worth without you saying a single word. Work in silence like Jack Ma. Build in silence. Grow in silence. And let your success do what words never could. Let it speak for itself in a voice so clear and so loud that no one can deny it anymore. This is why every day you must choose to focus less on talking about your goals and more on acting towards them. People will doubt your words, but they cannot ignore your results. People will question your abilities, but they cannot question your achievements. Success is the answer to every question they ever asked about you. Success is the proof that your vision was real, that your journey mattered, that your silence was never weakness, but power in its purest form. When your success speaks, even the people who never supported you will have no choice but to hear it. And the best part is, you won't even need to say a word. Life is too short to waste chasing people who left you behind, and too valuable to waste explaining yourself to people who never believed in you from the start. Jack Ma's story is not just a business success story. It is a personal blueprint for anyone who feels rejected, doubted, overlooked, and underestimated. He taught us that your greatest power lies not in the approval of others, but in the belief you build within yourself. The day you choose to stop explaining and start working is the day your life begins to change. The day you choose to stop chasing people who doubt you and start investing in yourself is the day you set yourself free. People will tell you that your dreams are too big, that you're too ordinary, that you're not ready, but remember Jack Ma once said, if you don't give up, you still have a chance. Let that be your reminder every morning when self-doubt whispers in your mind. Don't let rejection define you, let it refine you. Don't let failure stop you, let it teach you. The ones who said you can't, let them watch while you prove you can. Because success doesn't need to shout. It speaks through the results you build quietly, believe when no one else does. And one day they'll believe because of what you've built. People laughed at Jack Ma, told him he was crazy to believe in the power of the internet in a country that didn't even know what it was. But he didn't answer with arguments, he answered with action. Let that be your strategy too. Stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Their doubts are not your responsibility. Your growth is focus on yourself. Protect your energy. Use rejection as your fuel. And remember, every day you're either building your dream or wasting your time. So build, brick by brick, step by step. Like Jack Ma said, never give up. Today might be hard, tomorrow will be worse. But the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. Most people quit before the sunshine. Most people stop digging 3 feet before gold, but you won't. Because you know now that success belongs to those who stay when others leave, who work when others sleep, who believe when others doubt. Stop waiting for people to understand your vision. They weren't given your dream, so they're not supposed to understand it. Let your silence confuse them, and let your results inspire them. Success is the best answer to every question they asked about your worth. So work in silence and let success make the noise. When they tell you it's impossible, remember that impossible is just a word used by small minds afraid of big dreams. You are stronger than your rejections. You are bigger than your failures. And you are greater than the opinions of those who left you behind. So focus on building the best version of yourself. Every small effort counts. Every silent hour of work matters. Because one day, those pieces will become your masterpiece. One day, people will tell your story the way you hear Jack Ma's today. But until then, focus, protect your energy, grow silently, and remember, success speaks for itself. When your time comes, let your success answer all the questions you once struggled to explain